Welcome to the Positive Impact Podcast, where we dive into the world of movers, shakers, and changemakers, creating a positive impact on the world. This is your host, Alexandra Black-Pollock, and together we're going to tackle real issues, discovering how we can make the world a better place. Well, movers and shakers, if you were hanging out with us earlier this week, then you got to hear Julie Colombino's riveting story of how she was in Haiti mere days after the 2010 earthquake. And that action spurred the growth of not only Rebuild Globally, but also Deux Mains Designs. Today, we have the unique opportunity to connect with Andremene, one of the skilled craftswomen in Haiti who's put together Deux Mains Design sandals. As Andremene speaks the most beautiful dialect of Creole, one that I, unfortunately, am not fluent in, today we have translating Sarah, the Global Op Director from Rebuild Globally. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Merci too.
Andremene says thank you too.
Andremene, before 2010 and before the earthquake, what was your role in the community and what type of work were you doing?
No, but now can community.
She didn't really live in much of a community before the earthquake, but she did have work. She worked for a so Andremene directly before the earthquake was working for cleaning people's houses.
Ah, got it. Now, when she says that before she wasn't really in a community, does that mean now she is more in a community as part of Deux Mains Designs and just a community that's developed after this event?
Oui, community.
She says, yeah, now she feels that she's more part of a community because she's working as a part of an industry.
Oh, I love that, as part of working in an industry. Andremene, how did you meet Julie and start working with Deux Mains Designs?
My son, James, is really the reason why I was able to find the job at Rebuild Globally and Deux Mains Designs. He was really good friends with Julie and with the former country director, Sandra. So James went to Julie and asked her if she could pay for his school for him. But Julie said, I'd love to help you with that, but where's your mom? And so James said, my mom's at home. I have a mom. And Julie said, well, what kind of work does she do? James said, my mom really doesn't have much of a job. And so Julie said, I'd really love to meet your mom. So James came to get me at our home. And he took me to the workshop. Oh, mommy. When Julie first met me, she said, oh, this is your mom? And James said, yes. Julie said, James has asked me to pay for his school. And Julie said, would you like to work here? And I said, yes. So she gave me a 3-month internship. And after those 3 months, I was employed. And also during my first few months of work, Julie and the company did some really beautiful things for me. For example, in 2012, my son was in a very bad accident when he was on his way to our Saturday program for our apprenticeship students. And Julie helped me pay for the hospital to take care of him. And James got better. He started to heal. And then I felt like because of my job, I was able to be responsible for my son. And this job helps me a lot more than that, more than just that. My job helped me buy a house. And when I needed a loan to buy a roof,
Et puis, il prêtait quoi, m'acheter tol.
My job was able to lend me an interest-free loan to buy my roof.
Kounya tol la m'boko fin achever ka la, mais tol la.
But while I haven't quite finished yet, I have a roof.
Et puis, le fini, et job la marié.
And also because of my job, I was able to get married.
Et puis, le fini encore, moi nan assurance que les tâches.
And also because of my job, I have health insurance.
Bon, pas qu'à finir expliquer tout bagage.
I really can't explain to you everything.
Et puis, je suis avec une bonne directrice qui c'est Sarah.
Kisa? And then we found a wonderful director named Sarah, she said.
That was such a beautiful story. Andremene, thank you for sharing it with us. Andremene, you've been working with Deux Mains since 2011. When you joined, did you know how to make sandals?
Li mande kon sa, Andremene, ou te vin travay avèk Deux Mains depuis 2011. Avant ou te vin travay avèk nou, est-ce ou te kon fè sandal?
Non.
Okay.
But kon fè sandal.
No, she didn't know how to make sandals.
What was the process like of working with Rebuild globally to learn this brand new skill?
C'est moun qui était là, qui t'a apprendre moi faire durant 3 mois pour monter comment pour me couper toile là.
So during my 3-month internship, the management helped me learn how to, for example, cut fabric and cut leather.
Et puis yo fait me tracer.
They helped me learn how to trace patterns.
Et puis après ça pour me couper li.
And how to cut straight lines.
Et puis après ça pour me passer ciment sur toile là.
And also how to glue the straps with cement.
Et puis pour me fermer.
And to fold straps.
Et puis là fin fermer. Comment pour ça bon là me vraiment apprendre faire ça.
So learning sandals for me was a great blessing because I didn't know how to do anything like that before.
Oui, c'est un bel métier lié.
It's a wonderful trade to have.
Quelqu'un sur côté m'a dit son boss sandal.
Everywhere I go, I tell everybody I'm a great sandal maker.
Et puis dans mes avec métier ça m'apprendre. Et puis pour ça prolonger.
And because this job brings me so much joy, I hope that the shop continues to grow so that we can touch people's lives all over the country.
Et puis la vie nous t'a bien pimier nous même comme haïtiens qui travaillent ensemble avec.
So that people's lives in Haiti like us their lives can just continue to get better.
That was absolutely beautiful. Tell her thank you so much for sharing such a compelling both story and a beautiful description of her work.
Lydie, c'est une belle description de travail et merci un pile d'écouter partager ça avec lui.
Merci.
Thank you.
Obviously, Deux Mains Designs creates incredible sandals. Can you guys describe those sandals and why you're so proud of the quality and what goes in behind the scenes to create this product?
Bon, ça fait nous capable dire sandal là c'est une très bonne qualité liée parce que n'a fait pendant n'a fait là nous poser sans nous comme ça doit et pour nous faire produit à belle de quoi arriver sur le marché pour gagner avantage pour acheter.
So we believe that our sandals are, the reason we can say that our product is such a wonderful and high quality product is because it's us who makes them. You know, we really pour our whole selves into making them. We make them by hand and we are, you know, we want to make a product that is beautiful in the marketplace. And then I can say that, you know, the sandals for me have come through such a huge progression over the years. They've really transformed. Even from my first days working at Rebuild Globally and Demand Designs until now, the sandal has just changed drastically. We use the highest quality, locally sourced leather. The soles of the tires are made from upcycled tires, so you can imagine how durable they are and long-lasting they are. And how each one tells a different story, not only because of the tires that are on the bottom that used to be rolling through the streets here in Port-au-Prince, but also because of the two hands of the people who made them.
Each sandal tells a different story, not only because of the road that they traveled in Haiti, but the two hands that made them. If that's not the most incredible description of a product I've ever heard, I don't know what is.
Oh, thank you.
For the last 6 years, Haiti has been recovering and rebuilding from such a terrible and devastating disaster. What has your guys' view of this recovery been, and how can you describe that process to our listeners?
Bon, depuis 2010, pays a son pays qui isolé en pile.
Since 2010, the country's really been in a lot of trouble. And what makes me say that is that so many homes were lost. Many businesses collapsed.
Dans ça qui construit dans pays c'est parce que monde qui construit en bas encore dans pays d'Haïti.
But I believe that a lot of the rebuilding efforts have come from people with very good hearts, and it's provided a lot of jobs in my country. Parler de progrès après.
OK. Mais moi-même pour bien dire programme
But in order for me to talk about progress, the best thing for me to do is to talk about my own circumstance because it's what I know. So, for example, my house fell down, but then I found a job. And every 15 days, I received money, and I was able to take care of my kids.
My mom.
I was able to take care of my mother.
Et puis quelques petits amis tout qui me connaissent qui veut dire qui petit yo pas à l'école yo qu'on a demandé m'bay.
And there were many people in my neighborhood who couldn't send their kids to school, and I was able to help them do that.
Absolutely compelling story of not only finding hope, but really having the strength to move forward and care for both those around you and your community. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Je dis merci de pour partager parce que lui que ou pas seulement fait progrès dans la vie mais ou aider l'autre monde fait progrès tout.
Oui. Bon, pour continuer avec c'est produit pour gagner travail qui pour gagner.
I believe that creating jobs in this country is really the way to help us continue to advance. For people to come together and to start working so that we can really get back on our feet. If everybody had a job, this country would be much more beautiful.
Well, we are all so proud of companies like Deux Mains Design and Rebuild Globally who are making that a reality.
Je suis vraiment fière de compagnies tant que Rebuild Globally avec Deux Mains qui fait ça en réalité.
Bravo.
Yes. She agrees. Bravo, she said.
Well, Andremene, thank you so much for sharing your story today. We are honored.
Merci un peu d'écouter partager l'histoire aujourd'hui. C'est un honneur pour nous.
Merci.
Well, movers and shakers, you just got the inside look at the untold story of Haiti's recovery, one of strength, dignity, and perseverance, even against unsurmountable odds. Absolutely captivating. I hope you were totally inspired today. Next week, on the 6th anniversary of Haiti's earthquake, we are doing an exclusive behind-the-scenes episode with Sarah from Rebuild Globally, who is translating for us today. She is going to touch on why it was so important to hear Andremene's story today and how hope is starting to spread throughout the country. So to check that out, head on over to positiveimpactpodcast.com/stories/rebuild globally. If you're looking to shake up that negative news cycle and add some real positivity and hear from stories around the world of things that are happening that are changing the world, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/positive impact community. Until next time, keep doing your part to make the world a better place.